Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Before we start, we have a disclosure. Please be aware of risk in the future trading. All our videos are for educational purpose only. You're very welcome to follow any of our automated signal as long as you are on SIM. We're not responsible for your trade, and please strongly advise you to learn how to trade before you go any type of market. Um, we just have a signal on the ES and the automated trade set the target at 32.05, and we have a little problem with that on the support line at 32.08. So this is important level we need to deal with. For the ones that are new, on the left upper corner, this is a 1 minute. This is a 1 minute swing signal. On the right upper corner, this is a scalper signal. And also we cover some different automated trade. It's all in one package. This is the number 10 templates on the NASDAQ on hitting earlier the second round 1205 on the NASDAQ, and it did very well before, and then it did one round and made the 1205 also around 8 o'clock. And then the next one, it was at 9:10 and made another round, and it was another 1200. So the Nasdaq we had from 7 o'clock this morning, and from 7 o'clock we only had one losing trade, and we did the 3 rounds on the Nasdaq, and now we are gonna go for one more round. What you do, you just right click, reload, and now we have activate the NASDAQ one more time. And so this is how you reset it. Every time your market hit the target, you just reset your. I have a problem with the internet today, so just apologize if there is a little delay here. And we sell on the same auto trade. This is the only we only use in minutes, but we only have one chart, and now it closed it. We only have one chart. It's on a 90 tick. Only one chart on a CL 90 ticks. And this one here is a symmetry entry, and it does extremely good job, and a very small stop losses. And this is the only chart we have on 90. Of course, you can use all of them on ticks, Renko, whatever you want. But when we are showing you, we are showing you only the 1 minute, because 1 minute is very accurate. But you can use any different type frame. If you see right now, just the symmetry took one more trade. On the first trade, made 530. And now it just took the second trade, and we'll keep our eye on it. And we for the ES traders, if we have a support area at 32.0825, if we cross it, that means we are in a good direction in the market. If we don't, then there we go. It's about to, we crossed that line. Let me see. Maybe we'll take it a little bit further down and see. The system put it on the target at 3205. Maybe we can get a little bit more. And then what we do, we break even. I mean, they move by themselves, but you can also override the auto trade. I showed you yesterday the NASDAQ on the 2 minutes. Also, it's like the number 10 template. And 7 was 545. We're gonna let it go one more time. You can see why the market did not hit the target because of a support area at 3206. It's the same number from yesterday. Amazing. So we need to break the 3206 to hit the target at 3205 by a tick, you know. The entry point on the system, if you look at the re-entry point, is 320950. This is your so for on the pullback re-entry, you can always re-enter the market, and the system show you what it is, 320950. You can see how the ES stopping at 320950, and I put the trailing stop right there. Okay, we are breaking those. Let's look at the CL. Where is the CL? Here is the CL. We missed on the CL. Missed by one tick on the CL. This is not good. The re-entry point on the CL is 4077. Gonna take the trailing stop, putting them on the right above the. Okay, we just closed the position on it. This is really good. Survive this one and the ES and the CYM. And the only thing we have on the swing trading is the gold. The auto trade took that gold. This is a problem on the gold. We have a heavy resistance on the gold at 18.10.9. This is a heavy resistance. So we don't need to kind of go ahead and put the stop loss right below the projection at 18.097. So if the market a break below the 18.097, there is no use to be long. If we cross the 18.10.9, we are going straight forward to the 1813.5 on the so it is very important to see we can across the 1811.0 on the gold. It's coming to test the 1810. As you see, fell earlier today. So let's see if it's able to break it one more time. Excuse me. We have a new trade on the YM. And the CL. If you are aggressive, you use 1 minute or 2 minutes. 3 minutes is medium type of trader. If you like to cut off the noises in the market, then you can trade the 5 minutes. So this is very important, gentlemen, to see if we are crossing on the Goldie 1810. If we are, probably we are climbing to 1813.5. So you can see that gold is right on the 1810, and this is really we need to see the gold across the 18.9 before we can climb to 1813. So we will see what happened here. Okay, we are done with the trade on the gold. It broke the projection. So that means there is nothing left on the gold to trade right now. You cannot go long on a gold, please. ES still went a little bit above the re-entry point, and this is a really you cannot take long in those areas, gentlemen. You cannot. If somebody out there, amateur trader, trying to take go long, don't do that. Wait a little bit. Uh, you're gonna be playing with fire here. Let me show you why. This is a re-entry short at 32.0950. And if you really want to trade, and if you are a manual trader, you will be taking a limited order on a sim, guys. This is not a trading room. This is a educational room. As you see, where this moving average coming in conjunction with the resistance line. So your sell order should be limited at 32.1150. You never go market order on the future trade. The automated trade are taking market order because they are calculated differently than you and I. But when you are eyeballing the chart and you are taking a manual trade, you do not take market orders. You will take limited orders, and it's very easy. You just go ahead and put an order, sell or buy in this area here for the newbies on the, and then you can put your stop loss and your target. But at the moment, the ES is hanging on 32.09. This is a re-entry point sell in our system. And even if it cross this one here, you're gonna have a problem with the ES because at 32.1150, this is not a normal moving average, guys. This is a lot of calculation in conjunction with the resistance. So you're not gonna go that far with your long trade, even if your auto trade taking a long trade. It's almost guaranteed it's gonna be losing a trade. So you gotta be careful how you are playing the market here. This is a serious business. You cannot avoid what the market is telling you. So we are keeping our eye. As you see, what is my crosser is at 32.1150. Um, just to remind you, and let's see what happened. We close the trade on the YM. And as we know, look, you see, the long trade did not survive on the ES. This is have a gentlemen. This is uh, even if you don't trade the ES is an oxygen for YM and Nasdaq. So even if you don't trade the ES, you cannot ignore the signal on the ES. You have to respect what the ES is telling you. And once you know what the ES is doing, you know exactly where is this market going. You cannot avoid the ES. It's a big tank here, in the market. You cannot ignore signals on the ES. And as we see here right now, for the last couple of days, it's been a problem. Earlier today, the ES was moving very fine, and then I get caught right now between the resistance at 32.15, 32.1150, apologize. And then you have the support line at 32.08. Especially a message to the auto traders that is not going to change the fact if you are auto trading. We are auto trading too, but it is not going to change the fact that your ES is not going anywhere and has nothing to do with your nothing. Actually, right now our ES on the even on the big time frame has not taken any trade, broke even, but has not been taking any trades the 5 minutes. So we will. It's not taking. After on the gold, we failed to break that area on the gold. The scalper picked up a trade. Let me show you. And this is a 15-second. And it is the same story as the 1 minute, and it is the same story on the resistance and support. If you go back with the video, we had a trade long on the swing trading, and we had a problem with 1810. This is the 15-second story on the scalper when the gold has fell to break the 1810.9. The scalper took a short, and as you see right now, we are going slowly to the 1806 target. So, but there is no trade at the moment on any of the swing trading or scalping. There is nothing actually. There is no trade. You can see how the ES start getting tight and tighter. Now we have the projection. You can see how tight it is. It's the projection 32.10.25, support area 32.08. What we should do in this situation, you cannot do anything. You just wait till we have a breakout somewhere, either to the long side or to the short side. But you cannot do anything in this area here because you're going to get in trouble. So, very important, folks, to understand when to trade and when to stay away from a trade. So, this is a really serious matter. Okay, we close the gold and we have a double support area on the Russell traders. It's 14,657 and 14,651. That's mean your Russell, if the ES is not breaking the 3206, your Russell is gonna get stuck on this double support area, 14,657 and 14,651. So it's all waiting on Mr. ES here. If the ES not going to break the 1306, I doubt it. If is the Russell gonna make it to the target, so you immediately try to cover as much as you can because there is a possibility this ES not able to break the 32.0. If it's not, the Russell is gonna fire back up again, and there we go. You just cover some of your trade. That's it. Nothing we can do. Nothing we can do, gentlemen. Not magic. It's just math. There is no magic in the trade, and there is no magic in the auto trade. It's just math. You need to keep your eye. Can you see how those two synchronize together? And you can see how the Russell uh, staying on the support area, waiting on Mr. ES goes down. And this is apply on the NASDAQ, everything. And let's see, keep your eye on this. So this is a number 10 templates. So if the ES break that area here, 3206, that's mean we are going down on the Russell. The NASDAQ number 10 template, not taking any trade at the moment. After we reload it, it's not taking any trade. The market start moving. And as we see, the system has increased the target because now on the technical side, we are doing very fine on the ES. And now start, everything gets rolling. And because of the ES start going below even the technical level, and now we are on a full mood on that one here, and everything start rolling once the market moving, and immediately you can see those entry signals. We are on 521 based on one contract on the swing trading, and we are 324 on the scalping. The YM also, it is number 10 scalper. On the 1 minute, it took a beautiful trade on the 1 minute ES, but I didn't have it on. But a beautiful trade. And this is a number 10 scalper as well, number 10. And it took a very nice trade based on one contract. And no, actually it's on four, this one. And took a trade from 32.11 and closed at 32, almost 75. It is perfect the way it entered the market on the pullback, and it is a perfect exit. And this is really what I like about it. When you see here, this area here, the auto trade is not taking a trade. That tells you it's not just a dummy auto trade. It is really doing some heavy calculation, calculating a lot of stuff. That's just a simple indicator. Say we see on the ES we closed, on the YM we closed those trades. Take it out. Still on the NASDAQ and still on the Russell, and we're still on the CL and the ES. I like to keep my eye on the ES chart to see where we are. And as you see here, the yellow lines here is the dead zone. In other words, once the ES goes between the 31.97 below that number, the short trades is not valid anymore. This is where a place where you can take a reversal. I don't want to confuse you with a reversal. We've been dealing with this for many years on this zone here, where once the market go between those two yellow lines, there is no more short. And once they go between those two yellow lines here, there is no long. So as you see, this is a really critical area. Once the market drop below the 31.90, 750, you're no longer able to take a short trade. So this is a very important information. You cannot avoid it. On the NASDAQ, we're gonna go to the fib line. This is the trailing stop is a fib line. It's the floor and fibs. So we are going to put it on the minor floor and fibs to secure some of the profit. Gold, again, it is amazing, the gold. It's just like on the way up and on the way down, it never stops. The gold is going to hit the target, and the target is 810. I can live with that. And now the resistance line is 18.11.3. It's no longer 1810. So I'm not gonna mess with it, increase the target, because the resistance line is 18.11.3. So I'm gonna let this trade go at the target as where the automated system calculated. I'm not gonna override it. This is amazing. Let me show you the difference between the 1 minute chart on the ES and the 3 minutes chart on the ES. And the higher time frame you use, the more it's going to not dealing with a lot of noises in the market. It's going to clean a lot of noises in the market. So right now we're still on around 600 ticks on the swing trading and the scalp in 430. And you can see on the 3 minutes taking a wider trade, and now we are around. Um, this one here has the automated trailing stop. On this one here, it is an automatic without a trailing stop. So you can do both of direction, whatever you like, you can do. Want to stay on the trend, you can. Or if you like to use a trailing stop, you can do that as well. Or you let the system deal with it. Like so, okay, we closed on the Russell. And as we explained to you guys, what happened with the ES is going to have an impact immediately on the NASDAQ NYM. So as we told you, below that 3197.26 is no longer valid, the short, and it came in right in line with the 3197.25. And anything below that, the short is not valid, even if you are auto trading. So right now the Nasdaq a closed position, and we're still dealing with the gold and the CL trade and the ES trade here. So we can keep our eye on the ES movement. And there is no long trade on the ES, gentlemen. There is no long trade on the ES. Be careful. For the ones that are trading the CL on the scalper, the system has put it for you at 40.70, but you can move it a little bit more and get 6 more ticks out of it. The system uh, estimate the entry at 40.38, the target 40.69. So I moved it to 40.76. And if we look at this chart, it's very clear. Above the 40.76, you have a lot of resistance area, and I doubt it very seriously that the CL is going to break all those levels. So this is a really technical area here for the CL scalpers. They are the ones that are scalping. Uh, your limitation is no more than 40.76 on the gold, on the CL. I apologize. You know, today is a Friday. I'm so glad we can get some of the steam out on the weekend. So be careful with the CL at 40.76. There is no more, nothing above the 40.76. Then you are gambling a lot. The Mr. Russell has been giving us a hard time up and down. If we are breaking the 1468.8 on the Russell, then we are heading the 147, 1,470. And then you can also easily take it to the 1,472 on Russell point 6. We are done with the gold. There is no long on the NASDAQ, guys. Be careful. And there is no long, look, it's the same area we have covered for you, half an hour ago. It's the same story, gentlemen. It is this moving average in conjunction with this resistance. There is no long trade on the ES. We are very rare we make mistake with estimation. So, or where this is market going, very rare we make mistakes. Very rare. We are still a human. We make mistakes, but we are right 8 out of 10. And we've been challenged on that here for many years, live on YouTube. Very rare we make a mistake. There is over 400 videos in there, and you will see very rare we make mistakes. So, as you see, why I have this one here at technical level, and it is too tight actually, but I don't want to deal with it. But it's very tight where I have the stop loss, because maybe here it's gonna go a little bit farther to the 3206, but there's no long in there. But I got it very tight on the ES. I don't want to deal with it on Friday. See how it is going back and forth on a tick where I have the stop loss on this one here. Look at this. To the tick. We fight on a tick. And actually, I should have put it a little bit higher. Few ticks more, 10 more ticks. And I didn't want it to deal with it, because if this ES break, that level is going to go to the 1306. And guess what? It's going to fail. Let's see. Let's see. It is right at the stop. Look at this. Now it's going to get it. Now it's gonna, I knew it is gonna come to the 3205, it's fine. And then we're gonna go ahead, right click, and let it reset one more time. And now it's gonna go for one more round. On the NASDAQ, we are facing a double support, a resistance area. Let's see if we can cross it on the NASDAQ. We can look on the ES to see what's going on. Then when you are looking at the ES, you can see how your trade, and plus there is a double resistance here, become a very high risk trade, this one here. So we go ahead and break even immediately because I'm not expecting that NASDAQ going anywhere because of the ES. And a double resistance on the NASDAQ, this is not an inviting to be aggressive, it is an inviting to be protective. So what you see on the NASDAQ, this has happened practically on every day, guys. What you see on the NASDAQ, this is what you see every single time. It never fell in the market. What we see here, the market broke the first defender here, the first resistance. Came into the second resistance is 105.9025, fell. The resistance become a support. As you see here, when it fell, the resistance become a support. So now for most of the traders, even those the guys claim they are an expert on the fibs, sometimes you get in an area, claim they are expert on fibs. Sometimes you come in an area, your fibs is no longer can be helpful to you. Which direction is going to be? Immediately you look at the ES. Once you look at the ES, that will give you a good prediction if the support area can hold or the resistance area we are going to break it. It's all depend on the ES. Let me show you. This is the ES trade, and those are the level on the ES trade. What's going on in the Nasdaq here is waiting on Mr. ES here to break out the 3208. If the is and it's the same story. If this ES break the 3208 and close above the 3208, your Nasdaq is going to fly to the target. If the ES is struggling on the 3208 plus minus 1 bar, then this is the whole market. Look, I want to show it to you how the whole market get infected by the ES. So, um, okay, so look at this. I want to please look at the ES. So please, if you are auto trading Nasdaq or auto trading ES, please try to understand those. Look how the market, even the CL, get affected by the ES and how they react. The ES is the biggest signal in the house, even for stock traders, even for stock traders, which most of the stock traders, this is what really, um, we did the stock trading for many, many, many years. And I knew all the levels on all the stocks before. But the fun part about it, they fell to look overall, even by the best professionals, they fail to look at the ES to identify even the stock's directions. And I don't want to sit down and step on anybody's how they trade. There is a lot of secret in the stock trade, and I'm not gonna get. I don't feel like when I sit down and deal with the stocks again. It's such a very slow process for me, and it's no longer I'm interested in the stocks because if you know how to trade the future, you don't need to trade the stocks anymore, and it does not require $250,000 capital to trade the stocks. So anyway, and anything less than 250, you're just gambling, because in the stocks, I have my own opinion how to trade the stocks. I don't want to deal with it right now. I don't feel like when I do it. But uh, uh, even for stock traders, we have few traders, they trade future in stocks. You can look at the ES and then because the stocks don't move on a normal days if there is no news, they don't really move. They move 5, 10 ticks max, and there is no really special movement. And if you don't have a large capital, your 10 ticks is nothing, you know. So, but on the future, if you understand how things work, uh, it is a very complex to look at the future trade because you have to look at the future trade all concepts and whether you are looking at 15 takes 15 second or 1 minute or 10 minutes or the 30 minutes chart, always the ES give you the indication where this market is going ahead of time. You know, folks, even on the DAX is in Deutschland and the ES on a different planet. We can always predict the DAX by looking at the ES can give us a prediction and early warning on the DAX seconds away. So again, guys, before you start auto trading in the morning, look at the ES movement. If the ES, as you see, sometimes the ES gets stuck in the channels, and they say the ES is only for institutional. That's not true. This is not true. The ES gets stuck in a lot of channels sometimes. And when it start to break out the whole market. But if you know how to read the market, the ES, you can scalp the ES and you can swing trade the ES if you are understanding your levels and understand when the ES gets stuck in the channels. And once you start learning the ES, you become a really future trader. Guys, I'm having a problem with the internet. I don't know if we are going to be disconnected. So we are using an emergency internet, and we have a problem today on the internet. We are, everyone is sitting here. Balcony, everybody is swimming. So this is something else. And playing jet skis. Okay, well, okay, so let's see the target, the system is hitting 32.11. I'm not going to mess with the ES. And on the Russell, we are about to hit 1477.4. I'm not going to mess with it. It's Friday. I don't feel like want to deal with it. The CL is 40.80. I don't like that. I prefer to take the trade at 40.78, gentlemen. 40.78. Or if you want to, you can go ahead and make it a little bit tighter, and I'll see if it's gonna target. There's not much going on the auto trades. There is nothing going on. A really flat market today on the auto trades. There's not much going on. We missed by one tick on the ES. Shame, we missed one tick on the ES, which is the resistance line 32.13.25, and we missed by one tick. Nothing we can do. Welcome to trading. CL, we are about to get out of that trade at 40.59. Let's see if the ES try to climb one more time. Trying to get this trade out. You can see on the swing trading, there is not much, there is only 180 ticks. There is not much movement. As you see on the scalper, there is much more ticks. There is 350 ticks on the scalper. And the reason is because the scalper is on the 15-second and the swing trading today is on the 1 minute. We always use 1 minute. We don't use those weird looking charts. It is basically on a 1 minute swing trading. And as you see, the scalper, it is the highlights of today because the market is not really moving on the 1 minute. And the scalper on the 15-second is really taking trade. So this is all fine. So we are done with the CL trade, out of the way, out of the face. And now it is the ES. We missed by one tick. And as we see, this is the ES from the swing trading, and it's not going anywhere. I'm going to immediately break even on it. Because as we said before, there is no long trade on the ES. So I'm not going to mess with it. There is on the swing trading, there is nothing. And then as you see here, it's it give you a reversal. The reversals is not something a repaint is not. It's when a plot of reversal does mean a reversal. So let's see what happened on the ES and the Russell. I don't see any other trades. Actually, the auto trades are slammed today. It's not on. And we'll wait and see. On the ES, there is no long trade, guys. You have the scalper on the ES is fine, but on the 1 minute, I will not recommend to take or follow that signal. Here's the funny part. If we look at the Nasdaq, is still on the market analyzer under the sell position, so they are not in sequence. As you see here, there is no trade on the Nasdaq, so the Nasdaq ES Dow Jones, they are not in sequence. Plus, if you we look at the 30-year Treasury bond is going on the same direction as the ES. That means is one of them wrong. I can figure it out, but for immediately for a guy don't know what's going on, when you see the 30-year Treasury bond is on the same direction as the ES, that means is one of them is wrong. One of them is wrong. You don't need to figure out everything, but we can simplify it and say there is something wrong. And then you have the Nasdaq is not in the buy position as like the ES and YM on the swing trade, and so there is one of them is wrong. So let's see what will happen here. It's very tight trade, and we will look at it and see what's going. Very tight. I feel sorry for that guy. It's getting lost in this market. I really do. Now, as you see, the Nasdaq taking a trade long on the Nasdaq, so now they are in sequence. It seems like we're about to hit the target on the ES. I'll be glad to do that. We have a resistance level at 32.1325. The system increased the target to 32.14. We are the only one. We have an auto trade can increase targets while you are on the trade and turn the trade from a scalper to swing trading. And it's always the system recalculate the target estimation. This is not the type of an auto trade. You put a 20 tick or 30 ticks target. the system decide where it is going to be target. Even if you are on a trade, the system increase or decrease the target. So this is a total different type of a trading than this kind of trading. Like on that type of an auto trade, you here you set your target 100, 200, whatever. That one, 100, 200, 25 ticks on the target. But on the signal, you do not. The system will recalculate your target constantly and trying to get those trades for you. Well, finally we closed the Nasdaq. As you see, gentlemen, we have a new signal on the Nasdaq short. Scalper, do whatever you want to do with it, as long as you are on a sim, we're not responsible. This one is closed. Yes, as we said from the beginning today, that there is no long trade on the ES. It's not gonna cross all those, across couple lines, but it stayed always flat. And nothing is gonna happen. Market is losing ground again. The tight stop loss is no use to deal with it anymore.